latest headlines and insightful stories to kickstart your day. Let's begin. Well, as the row between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu escalates of the Cauvery river water, the Karnataka government has now decided to move the Supreme Court seeking directions to reconsider its order issued to the state of Karnataka to release 10,000 cusecs of water to Tamil Nadu. Now, the CWMA government will file a petition in Apex Court today. Now, the opposition BJP has upped its ante against the Karnataka government. The party will also stage protests today in Mandi district, and agitation will be led by BJP MPs Pratap Sinha and Sumalata.
ಬುಧವಾರ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಮಾದಾಯಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟರ್ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಬುಧವಾರ ಆಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕೆಲವು ಎಂಪಿಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಹ್ವಾನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಬುಧವಾರ 11 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅವರು ಡೇಟನ್ನು ಫೈನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನವಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೋಮವಾರ ದಾಖಲಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯೊಳಗೆ ವಿವರವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀಡಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನವಿ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸಚಿವರುಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಇದು ರಾಜಕೀಯದ ಒಳ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ಅನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಕಂಡು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದಲೇ ಇವತ್ತು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಒಂದು ರೈತ ವಿರೋಧಿ ನೀತಿ, DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಚಲುವರಾಯಸ್ವಾಮಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಭಾಗದ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಕೊಳದ ರೈತರ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತೀರ್ಮಾನದ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಇವತ್ತು 5 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಗ್ರಾಮಾಂತರ, ಹಾಸನ, ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಗ್ರಾಮಾಂತರದ ರಾಮನಗರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಂತೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಭೆಯನ್ನು ಕರೆದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಘಟನಾತ್ಮಕ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ರೈತ ಮೋರ್ಚಾದ ಸಭೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕರೆದು ನಾವು ಸೋಮವಾರ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ
Now, this breaking input is from Jammu and Kashmir, where Pulwama encounter is still going on. And as per the official reports, no one has been killed yet. Remember, this encounter broke out between the security forces and the terrorists in Kashmir's Pulwama district on Sunday. Now, this is a big crackdown against terrorism, and as per the latest update, the encounter is still going on. The search operation is still underway, and no, after the exchange of fire yesterday, any more fresh reports of fire has been reported. Now, police had inputs about 2 to 3 terrorists being in the area, and the entire area has been cordoned off. Now, there are reports of the encounter is still going on, and as per the official reports, there is no one been killed yet. However, remember, the encounter broke between the security forces and terrorists in Kashmir yesterday. Now, joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Ishan. A very good morning, Ishan. What more details are we getting from the ground at this moment on this report?
Good morning. Yes, there were inputs yesterday when security forces launched an operation in this particular village of Pulwama. There were inputs with security forces about presence of 2 to 3 militants, and that is when multiple teams of Indian Army, JNK police, and CRPF cordoned off the entire area. But then there was an exchange of gunfire which took place for a while because it being in night time. Forces could not establish whether they have killed anyone or not. But yesterday, they were sure that they have been able to kill 1 or 2 of them. With the first light, they're searching the area. And the entire village is under cordon. They are sure that these militants who they had inputs about are trapped in the vicinity. And that is why, such operations still going on in the area. Remember, we haven't seen many encounters taking place in a while, but yes, yesterday it seems like police has generated an input or the army, and then an operation was launched to ensure that they're able to track these militants down. There were also, inputs about, local militant foreigner being trapped among those who were in the particular area, and the inputs about their presence in the vicinity. There have been security forces trying to make sure that they're able to bring down the graph of violence and ensuring that they're able to carry out many operations in South Kashmir, particularly to bring that graph of violence down.
All right, Ishan, how can you please explain it for our viewers? How did the events actually unfold or started unfolding yesterday?
Yes, security forces received input about presence of militants in the area. That's when the joint team of Indian Army and DMK police launched an operation, searched the area, and that is when, while searching and zeroing in on the particular location, there was a fire which was drawn from the militant side, and then the contact was established, which resulted in an exchange of gunfire which took place for a long while. Initially, sources indicated that 2 militants have been killed, where they were confident that they are being able to kill them. But the searchers are still in the vicinity to check for their bodies. Being it a residential area, security forces are taking precaution. And even yesterday, when there was darkness, security forces wanted to ensure that they are able to go with this operation slowly, so that there are no casualties that they take.
All right. Thank you so much, Ishan, for all those latest updates. We'll continue to track this input as the day progresses, while moving our focus to the next piece of news that we are getting from Tamil Nadu. Well, the politics continues to heat up over NEET in Tamil Nadu, with the DMK government lashing at the central government and the state governor, R.N. Ravi. Now, on Sunday, DMK staged a one-day hunger strike and criticized the government, Ravi, and slammed the governor, saying that he is merely a postman and does not have the authority to decide on the NEET. Meanwhile, the AIA DMK has jumped into the fray and called DMK's protest a drama and alleged that DMK has no intention to cancel NEET. Now, the party has also blamed the ruling DMK for not being able to deliver on its poll promises to abolish the NEET in the state.
இல்லாத அதிகாரத்தை தனக்கு இருப்பதாக நினைத்துக் கொண்டு நீட் மசோதாவுக்கு நான் கையெழுத்து போட மாட்டேன் என்று ஆளுநர் கூறிக்கொண்டிருக்கிறார். உண்மையா நம்ம அதற்கு கண்டனம் தெரிவிச்சிருக்கிறோம். இதுவரை அதிமுகவிலிருந்து யாராவது ஒருத்தர் ஒரு கண்டனத்தை விடுங்க, மூச்சாவது விட்டுருக்காங்களா ஆளுநர் எடுத்து? உங்களுடைய தலைவி நீங்க எல்லாம் பெருமையா பேசுவீங்களே, என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க? மறைந்த முதலமைச்சர் ஜெயலலிதா அம்மையார என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க? இரும்பு பெண்மணி. அவரை தலைவராக ஏற்றுக்கொண்டிருக்கும் நீங்கள் ஒரு பித்தளை மனிதராக இருக்க வேண்டாமா? ஒரு பிளாஸ்டிக் மனிதராக இருக்க வேண்டாமா? மோடியும் அமித்ஷாவும் பேசஞ்சு வச்சிருக்கிற கல்லிமண்ணாக தான் நீங்க இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள் அதிமுக. இதற்கெல்லாம் ஒரு விடிவு வர வேண்டும்.
Now, swiftly moving our focus, well, multiple incidents of crimes have been reported from different districts in Bihar in the last week, leading to serious law and order situation in the state. Well, after the killing of the SHO in Samastipur and a journalist in Araria, bike-borne criminals kill a contractor in Mothari, followed by a couple being shot by miscreants in Jammu and a retired teacher being shot dead in Begusarai. Moreover, a movie-style indiscriminate firing was caught in CCTV camera in Muzaffarpur, where 4 miscreants opened fire at a restaurant. In Jehanabad, a survey officer was threatened with a gun and was beaten brutally inside the office premises. Now, looking at the fearless trend of the crime, debate over return of Jungle Raj has sparked the political arena.
बिहार में जब से राजद के साथ नीतीश कुमार जी ने सरकार बनाई है, कानून व्यवस्था उत्तरोत्तर ध्वस्त होती चली जा रही है। इस ढंग की घटनाएं बढ़ रही हैं, जहां पर कि लाठीचार्ज से लेके अपराध की घटनाएं, पत्रकार के साथ इस प्रकार की बात होना, मुझे लगता है कहीं न कहीं नीतीश कुमार जी को याद करना चाहिए। उन्होंने ही सबसे पहले लालू प्रसाद यादव जी के शासनकाल को जंगल राज कहा था, और आज आप उन्हीं के साथ जाके बैठ गए हैं। तो आपका जो मौन है वो भी इतिहास के लिए अक्षम्य है। तो जो दिनकर जी ने कहा था ना कि समर शेष है नहीं पाप का, भागी केवल व्याध, जो तटस्थ हैं समय लिखेगा उनका भी अपराध। तो नीतीश कुमार जी को याद रखना चाहिए कि बिहार की जनता के साथ ही जो कुछ हो रहा है तो वो उनके लिए भी एक अक्षम्य स्थिति है।
बिहार में किसी भी कीमत पर कानून का राज स्थापित होगा, ये नीतीश तेजस्वी की सरकार का बिहार की जनता से वादा है और इस वादे को पूरा किया जाएगा। इस भरोसा और विश्वास को टूटने नहीं दिया जाएगा। लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी चाह रही है बिहार को बदनाम करना। कानून व्यवस्था के सवाल पर जब जब बीजेपी सत्ता से बाहर होती है तभी ज्ञान देती है। बिहार से ज्यादा अपराध के आंकड़े, आपराधिक आंकड़े बीजेपी शासित राज्यों में है। वहां बीजेपी क्यों चुप हो जाती है? मणिपुर से ज्यादा खराब स्थिति किस राज्य की होगी? वहां बीजेपी क्यों चुप है? बिहार में जो भी अपराधी, जो भी घटना घटी है, देखिए कार्रवाई हुई है।
हत्या हो रहा है, उसको संभाल नहीं रहे हैं तो लोगों को डाइवर्ट, खास करके मजदूरों में। मजदूर को तो हमने एक उन्नति स्कीम चला है, उसमें जो 100 दिन जिसका पुर जाता है उसके लिए ट्रेनिंग का पैसा है 3 महीने तक का और उसको स्टाइपेंड भी 3 महीने का। ये नहीं चाहते कि बिहार की सरकार वहां मजदूरों को अस्थाई रोजगार, सस्टेनेबल रोजगार मिल सके। ये क्या बोलेंगे? इनको हिम्मत है तो इसका जवाब दे दें, जो मैं कह रहा हूं इसका जवाब दे दें।
Well, moving our focus now to Chandrayaan 3. Well, Indian spacecraft has reached closer to the moon and it's all set to soft land on the lunar surface by 23rd of August. Now, the lunar mission took a significant step and completed its second deboosting operation. Now, it brought the Vikram lander into an orbit of 25,134 kilometers above the moon. With this maneuver, the required orbit for the lander module to commence its descent towards the surface of the moon is achieved. Remember, the spacecraft entered the lunar orbit on 5th of August and is scheduled to make a soft landing on the moon's surface on 23rd August between 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time. Now, CNN News 18's Anusha Soni.
That a successful touchdown on the moon will definitely guarantee India a spot into the elite club of spacefaring nations, the US, Russia, and China. But as an astronomer, what is the scientific importance of this mission?
Yeah, so you would know that we are going back to the moon after so many years, like 50 years, more than 50 years. Now, the renewed interest in the recent years is mainly due to the discovery of hydroxyl or water molecules on the moon. But that is the one of the aims, one of the discoveries only. But recent discoveries have told us that there are minerals out there and which could also be used. So it's very important for us to know what is out there. And from an astronomer, we always have been trying to understand the formation and evolution of the solar system and how the sun is formed, how the planets are formed, and how the solar system is the way it is right now. Even to study our solar system, so far what we have been doing is by collecting the, getting the data from various missions. That is pictures and how you collect the electromagnetic spectrum. You could take it as pictures, you could take it as spectroscopy, like, different wavelength, or polarization, things like that. So it's basically like, passive collecting data. You're not collecting data actively by going there, collecting and bringing it and analyzing on the, in the laboratory. So that is something normally physicists do. Like, you have to chop it, do something and figuring out what exactly the content is. So, so far the interstellar molecular research or, the planetary research all have been depending on this. But now we are seeing a kind of paradigm shift by getting the mining on the asteroids. Hayabusa missions have brought back material, and that material we are trying to analyze. So when the objects out there in the solar system are formed, they're formed differently. So the elemental abundances of the content varies from the center to the surface in each object. And what is out in the peripheral part of Earth is not the same as in the other objects as such. So we need to understand that unless and until you sample it, it is difficult.
India is excited. We're all counting down to that moment when we touch down the south pole of moon. But you must have been speaking to our scientists in ISRO. How's the Josh?
No, absolutely, absolutely. And as you rightly said, India is excited. But what is, I think, the best part of it and what is peculiar about this mission is that while India, of course, for obvious reasons, every Indian feels proud and also is taking it as something which is going to enhance his prestige and esteem. But the matter of fact is that actually the entire world is now looking up to Chandrayaan and they have a lot of expectations. So there's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of inquisitiveness, a lot of curiosity, because this Chandrayaan series is known to get home inputs which are quite exclusive, which have not been obtained by the earlier missions, and that has been the record even with the Chandrayaan 1, which discovered the evidence of the presence of water molecules through spectrometry, which was something new even for the American scientists, even though they had already landed a human being on the surface of the moon way back in 1969. So this time, as you rightly said, the location of this landing is absolutely virgin. It's toward the South Pole. Most of the earlier missions have landed close to the equator. So this is a rather unexplored terrain, maybe slightly difficult terrain as well, but which offers greater avenues and a larger room for experimentation, both in the terms of the presence or otherwise of water and its ingredients like hydrogen, oxygen, which have some kind of a direct or indirect relationship with the compatibility or possibility of human habitat or human life. So that makes it quite interesting. And I would rather say that this is Chandrayaan, which for the first time led the world or prompted the world to find scientific answers to the mysteries which had haunted us all through the generations. It was a matter of fiction, looking up to moon and imagining if there were people living over there, and then literature, poetry, cinema, fantasizing that.
Yes.
So for the first time, it was Chandrayaan which prompted the scientific world to actually discover scientific answers this way or that way. So I think that's a huge breakthrough.
Hello and welcome to the CNN News 18 special. India is all set for a soft landing of Chandrayaan 3. What will be the impact of it on India's future space missions, and what were the challenges? Who better than India's moon man, Mr. Annadurai, who is joining us here. Sir, welcome. Sir, how would you see the process that has happened over the last few weeks ever since the takeoff? Satisfied with most things?
Yeah, I think so far so good, and things are going as planned, and very professionally it is being attempted to. And the preparations and the preparedness and the lessons learned all put together looks, I think we are back on the track.
True, back on track, just a step away from a soft landing.
Yeah.
Now, sir, whenever Chandrayaan 3 becomes successful, what do you assess would be the impact on India's future space missions and programs, sir?
Yeah, the first and foremost, it will show it is not like missions like Chandrayaan 1 or Mangalyaan. It's not an isolated success. I think we have the team here, we have the system here. That takes the mantle further and further. That means the impact what happened Chandrayaan 1, almost similar happened for Chandrayaan 2, but now we have converted everything into a soft landing. Soft landing definitely technologically shows definitely much graduation over the other spacefaring nations, because not many has succeeded in the especially polar region.
True.
And that I think will give us technically a good edge for us. One thing. Second thing is now after PSLV made that mission Chandrayaan, commercially it has given a lot of impact for the people to come towards PSLV. Now this being a GSLV Mark III.
Yes.
Okay, I think commercially I expect this will also will give a brand for the this point of view. Beyond all these things, I foresee a possible back to the moon in a big way. Okay, international players are concerned. I think in that India can play a meaningful role technologically and as well as an equal partner more.
Well, the real countdown for India's third lunar mission has just begun as Chandrayaan 3 has reached the final leg of its journey. Well, we are now slipping into a very short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
India, right? Taken over by somebody else. Kachachivu, without any doubt, has been handed over to Sri Lanka in 1974.
First, you are asking a question. The name. Kachachivu nahi hai.
No, that's all right. My pronunciation might not be fantastic. I agree with you. And my pronunciation might be wrong.
I might well ask a question to Wing Commander.
Please tell me the patrolling points and please tell us about Kachachivu.
I am not going to tell you about Kachativ because I want you to respond to my simple question on Eastern Ladakh, on whether the superintendent was lying or not. Forget about Kachativ and what happened.
You tell me the 5 patrolling points which have been lost.
Why should I tell you
which 5 patrolling
So what is
points
going to happen is, neither are you going to mention the 5 patrolling points and Shehzad, neither are you going to talk about the superintendent's comment.
I'll tell you why he's lying.
Okay.
I'll tell you why he's lying. I'll tell you why he's lying.
Who is lying? Superintendent. As a Wing Commander. Kumar Mangalam. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Spokesperson lying. Because Rahul Gandhi, based on this half-baked information, said that China is occupying the land between finger 3 and finger 4. Is that a fact? Is that a fact?
Pallavi.
Is that a fact, Mr. Kumar Mangalam? Rahul Gandhi said it's quoted on CNN
I'm not going to take
News 18.
questions from Riffraff. Pallavi, let me come in on one single point.
No. Is it a fact? Yes or no? Tell us.
I am going to keep asking that question because he's not responding to it. And if you're going to pretend like the paper doesn't exist, you can do that in Parliament.
So you're basing all your arguments on the paper or on villagers?
The right to have
this question
answered.
Is it paper or villagers?
57 times.
Villagers or
paper?
Let
me ask you very simply, was the superintendent
I just want to ask this question.
Right.
If Rahul Gandhi claims, Mr. Kumar Mangalam, can I also ask Wing Commander some question? But Shehzad, 1 minute. Shehzad, the point is, if Rahul Gandhi says that he has eyewitness accounts who have told him that they've lost their land which they used to graze on because the Chinese have entered, do you think you should listen to those villagers also?
Right. Absolutely perfect question.
No pot shots at anyone.
No
I want an answer to this. I'm going to ask Wing Commander a question.
Rahul Gandhi is a member of parliament, a responsible person. He has said he has eyewitness accounts that we have lost land. I am asking the representative of Rahul Gandhi, which villages are those representatives from who have told this to Rahul Gandhi?
I'll respond to him with why hasn't the question been answered in Parliament when the superintendent of Leh Ladakh. I am giving you specifics. Will you let me talk?
Which villages are those people from? Answer the question. Don't obfuscate. Don't filibuster.
The superintendent of Leh Ladakh. Forget about what Mr. Gandhi said.
You said villagers are.
I am talking about the superintendent of Leh Ladakh said.
Don't backtrack.
I'm just going to come to you. Have been lost. Answer that question. Your government has to answer that question.
Okay.
Stop asking me questions of which places have gone out.
Wait.
Shehzad, based on intelligence.
Hello and welcome back. You're watching CNN News 18. Well, we're getting another breaking input. Now this time, this is from Himachal Pradesh, which continues to reel under the fury of monsoon. Well, 10 people, including 5 forest officials, were stuck in Koldam in Himachal Pradesh, Mandi district due to rising water levels and incessant rainfall on Sunday. Now, as per the Deputy Commissioner of Mandi, Arindam Chaudhary, National Disaster Response Force and local administration teams are present on the spot for the rescue operations. Well, I'd like to repeat it for my viewers. 10 people, including 5 forest officials, are stuck in Koldam in Himachal Pradesh, Mandi, due to rising water and incessant rainfall that the place and the state has been experiencing since yesterday. Well, joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Bichitra. A very good morning, Bichitra ji. Bichitra ji, आप क्या अभी फिलहाल सिचुएशन क्या है ऑन ग्राउंड और स्थिति कैसी बनी हुई है?
देखिए, कोई यहाँ लगातार हिमाचल प्रदेश में बारिश हो रही है और बीते कल भी इस मंडी में भी बारिश हुई थी, पहाड़ी इलाकों में बारिश हुई थी और बारिश होने की वजह से जो है कोलडैम का जो जलस्तर था वो अचानक से जो है वो बढ़ गया है। और क्योंकि इन दिनों रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन, तमाम सारी दूसरी एक्टिविटीज और बहुत सारे जो के जो कर्मचारी हैं वो अलग अलग जगहों पे अपनी ड्यूटी हैं और इन्हीं ड्यूटीज के दौरान जो है जो फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट के कुछ 5 ऑफिशियल्स और बाकी के जो अन्य जो 5 लोग हैं वो जो है इसी कोल्डम की दूसरी तरफ जो वो फंस गए थे और अचानक से पानी का बहाव जो वो तेज हो गया था और इसके चलते जो है वहां पर काफी स्थिति जो है वो भयावह हो गई थी और इन अधिकारियों की ओर से तुरंत जो है वो नजदीकी इमरजेंसी नंबर पर जो वो कॉल किया गया था। उसके तुरंत बाद जो है जिला प्रशासन हरकत में आया और उनकी ओर से जो है तुरंत वहां पर एनडीआरएफ टीम है, एसडीआरएफ की टीम है और जो बाकी के जो इस वक्त डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में इस वक्त काम पे लगे हुए हैं, जैसे पुलिस फोर्स जवान हो या फिर होमगार्ड के जवान की बात कहें, वो जो है अपनी जो मशीनरी है उसको लेकर वहां पर जो है वो पहुंच गए थे और लगातार वो रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन जारी है। हालांकि अभी जो कहा यह जा रहा है कि उन तक पहुंचा गया है और उनको निकालने की पूरी मशक्कत चल रही है, लेकिन अभी कितने निकाले गए हैं वो जानकारी पूरी तरह से नहीं मिल पाई है क्योंकि अभी जिस तरह से बारिश हो रही है कोई ना, उसकी वजह से कहीं ना कहीं नेटवर्क भी जो है वो फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है और बातचीत नहीं हो पा रही है। तो इसके चलते जो है अभी
जी शुक्रिया Bichitra ji. Well, that was my colleague from the ground, Bichitra, giving us more details on the rescue and relief operations that are undergoing in Himachal Pradesh right now. Well, it's a wrap from my side. Stay tuned to CNN News.